Hi everyone. So I've been using this Galaxy Z Fold 4 for a couple of days now, and initially I was kind of annoyed with this phone, and I also made a video about it, what are the things that I don't like about this phone. Even after all of that, I still think there is no better option out there than this phone. See, this doesn't have the best camera, best battery, best performance or best anything, but this is a well balanced phone I have used in a really long time. I mean, the only off-putting thing about this phone could be the weight, but if that's not an issue, I don't think there is any issue with this phone. Even though Samsung has made incremental changes on this phone, but those small things have made a huge difference in everyday experience. The first change is that cover screen, and even if it looks a smaller change, but removing that a slightly part of that hinge and making the screen a little bit wider has made it more usable from cover screen. And no matter what those tech enthusiasts say, you're going to use that cover screen more than you will ever use that inner screen. I mean, unless you're trying to justify the price of this phone to yourself every single day till this phone dies. You cannot use that inner screen all the time. I mean, if you're in a meeting, you're traveling, you're walking, you have to use that cover screen for like more easy access. You want to just look at the notification, you just woke up, you want to just catch up on your notification and want to type certain thing. Unless you have gigantic hands, I really like typing on the cover screen over that inner screen. So yes, unless you're sitting somewhere and you're in an idle state, you won't be able to use that inner screen all the time. But when you actually start using the inner display, I think it is great for watching any sort of content, even though the aspect ratio is not great, but this is still much bigger screen than any of the phone out there. It is also great for social media if your app support the tablet version of it, and it is also great for gaming. You can also use it as a notebook. You can write notes on it if you have that S Pen. I don't have those, so I cannot comment on it. But if you want to carry one, you have the option to do that. All I'm trying to say is the inner screen is a big plus when you want to watch something, play anything or read anything. But when you do not need it, you have a fully functioning one-handed phone. Maybe slightly heavy, but that's it. The second change, I think it's going to be that in-display camera. Though it doesn't change the camera quality, I believe Samsung is hiding it pretty well now. I do not notice it 99% of the time, and I mean it. Those extra pixels make it hide so well. The third thing I think is going to be that durability. I know I cannot say for the long run how this phone is going to last, and it is a folding phone, so it's going to be risky. So I will not recommend this to anyone who's going to put their life savings to buy this phone. Don't. But I recently tried Fold 3 side by side with this phone, and I can definitely say this hinge is much better. I think it is tight and smooth at the same time, and I feel more confident with it, even though I cannot tell how it's going to last, but I think I have a feeling that it's going to last a little bit better. Still, do not put all your eggs in a single basket. Another noticeable change will be the camera. It's not just the sensor that has been improved, it's the new ISP that comes with the new processor, but I will talk about the processor in a second. See, it is not the best camera out there, but I think it's a well-rounded camera. Even that jump from 2x to 3x makes a lot of difference. I have recently started shooting again just because of the setup. It's been really long time since I have tried to take pictures of anything else unless I'm reviewing a phone. This time I was actually interested in capturing things. If I really have to complain about something, that is going to be the overexposure Samsung choose to brighten up the images. And the display tuning on the phone makes the photo pop a little bit more, but in real life the photo does look different. And when you understand it doesn't make the photo oversaturated, I think you get more comfortable and start taking pictures much more easily. I also like the consistency between the cameras, which are really good, and I think only Samsung and Apple are doing it better right now. Even the details on primary sensor have been improved a lot. The one thing remaining the same on this phone is going to be the skin softening and the less sharp portrait, but the screen color is also great, and the edge detection in portrait is also good on this phone. Even though I already made a camera sample in my recent video with audio samples, here is one example where I think Samsung is still behind in videos than Apple. Don't get me wrong, I think it is amazing video with phenomenal stabilization, but switching camera between videos is still janky, and there is that over-processed look that Samsung has. I would love to see more natural video recording because I don't think it's the issue with hardware. And now the last major change, which I think has nothing to do with Fold itself, it's going to be the processor. It has always been Exynos for us, so I don't even remember when was the last time I used a Samsung flagship phone with TSMC fabrication. Yes, we got Snapdragon 888 last year, but it was also made by Samsung. I honestly don't remember having such an amazing experience on a Samsung phone in a really long time. Apart from minor software glitches, especially switching between cover to inner display, which by the way has nothing to do with performance, this phone performs amazing. I've also recently switched to the light profile mode. I think this is other than the battery saving. So I don't see any noticeable difference. Hell, I can just say that I don't see any difference. I also played Call of Duty on this phone and I don't see any frame drop. But the biggest difference I noticed that this phone does not get warm after that light profile. And that's not it. The battery I'm getting on this foldable phone is the best I have gotten on any Samsung flagship phone ever. And it is not the screen on time, it is the standby time that has been improved like anything. I don't have that anxiety anymore I used to have with every other Samsung phone. I always have more than 50% battery life when I go to bed. I can say that's an amazing thing because I also use that bigger screen. I don't remember having such experience on an Android phone in a really long time, so that enhanced my experience in my opinion. I wouldn't count Android 12 as the Fold 4 specific change because it should come to the older foldable as well, but it does make a huge difference when you want to use a bigger screen on Android because otherwise it feels like a stretch Android phone. And that brings me to the final reason where I think this is the best phone you can buy right now, even comparing to the upcoming iPhones. That is going to be the multitasking. I mean, having a tablet in your hand is like takes your multitasking or productivity to the next level. It's up to you how can you use it. But I'll just give you an example. We YouTubers watch a lot of events while tweeting right by side. And doing that on a smaller phone, it's not that easy. So I always use my iPad to do that. But in this case, if I can do it side by side, they are basically two bigger screens that I have in my single hand. See, this is not something that you cannot live without. I mean, it is just going to enhance your experience, but you can do all of this on a normal phone. And I'm not even asking you to purchase this phone. It's not a sponsored video. I have criticized Samsung a lot recently, but I think I'm going to give them credit because this is a great phone and I mean it. And everyone is going to complain about that this is not a huge upgrade over Fold 3. I get it. But if this is going to be your first foldable phone, you don't have to worry about what it is bringing on the table. This is a great device, so you don't have to worry about what has been upgraded from Fold 3. If you have Fold 3, you don't need to upgrade. But if you have Fold 2, yes, definitely. And the performance and battery itself makes it a much better experience. If I'm being honest, I don't think I'm going to use this phone for a really long time because it is a still heavy phone and I prefer compact phones, so I might switch to my Pixel 6a or maybe iPhone 14 Pro. But as long as I have it, I'm going to enjoy it and I am actually really loving this phone. Do let me know if you have any question about this phone, and if you have this phone, please share your experience. If you're still with me, consider liking this video. Subscribe if you want to watch my future video. My name is Rohit. I'll see you in the next one. Till then.